Start by writing your name and your code on your paper. Your code is different for each class, so I'll just leave it blank for right now. When you are designing your snowflake, you want to keep your snowflake inside the circle and use something called repetition. Repetition means that you're going to do the same thing or repeat it on these branches. So what you do is you come up with a line or a shape that's easy because you're going to draw it 6 times, something that you can draw over and over without making it too difficult for yourself. So for example, I might choose a short line and put it right on this line. I like to rotate my paper or turn it, and I try to put that same kind of line on each of the 6 lines. I try to make it the same size, and I try to put it on the same place. I wouldn't want to put it right down here, for example. So I do this. I only do one thing at a time. And once I get all the way around the circle, then I think of another line or shape. Or I could do the same thing and just keep going down. So if I wanted to do a shape, for example, maybe I do a triangle. And I'll put it right on the line below the other thing that I just drew. Keep rotating my paper, and I repeat that design on each of the lines using repetition. Now I could use pattern as well, but I can't switch going on each of the branches. What I would do if I were doing a pattern is maybe just do an A-B pattern going down the branch. So I could do a line, and you can start to see by just repeating and doing the same thing around the circle. This is called rotational symmetry. It's balanced all the way around the circle and looking the same. You can see it's already starting to look like a snowflake. You can also put lines in between the branches. Just make sure to turn. I'm just going to do a straight line. Now because we have 6 branches or 6 arms to this snowflake, then we will end up with a 6-sided shape. Do you remember the name of the 6-sided shape? It's a hexagon, right? So you could do another line and just keep repeating. Be careful. You don't want it to turn into a spider web, so you don't want to do this too many times. Remember, we're trying to make it look like a snowflake. Now that's not too bad. You can also do dots. Sometimes with dots, I don't need to rotate my paper because no matter which way I turn it, the dot is always going to be right. This line actually becomes part of your snowflake, but the circle just tells us that's like as big as you can make it. Now, when you get done with one, I want you to continue and try out another one. If you don't like this one and you see that it's not going the way you want, you could stop sooner and then just move on to the next one. Try something different on here, because now that you kind of get the idea, you might be able to come up with different ideas. So for example, maybe I'll do arrows right here. I'm going to do that all the way around. Doesn't matter which way you rotate your paper, as long as you're doing that. Sometimes if I forget to rotate and I try to do it without, I end up drawing the points the wrong direction. Maybe I'll just do that again. Kind of like that. It almost reminds me of a little tree. All right, I'm going to try something totally different now. What would happen if instead of a straight line like I did on this one, I did a curve line? So curve and curve. All right, so I think you're kind of getting the idea. You're supposed to use repetition, rotate your paper so that it looks as best as you can all the way around. And remember that this is just brainstorming today, which means you're trying out different ideas. You're only going to choose one that will go onto the aluminum. So we want it to be your best idea. So if you get done with one, move on to the next, and there's even more on the back. I even have extra of these papers, so if you feel that you need to do more, then let me know. You can even have a new piece of paper. Just remember, if you get a second paper, to write your name and your code up there. All right, I can't wait to see what you do. At the end of class, I want you to also, if this is your favorite one or if this is your favorite, whichever one's your favorite, I want you to circle it. This is the one that you're going to do on metal. And then I want you to tell me whether you want to have blue, just write the letter B for blue, or if you'd rather have the green aluminum, you can do the letter G. Don't write both blue and B and G, because then I get confused. Choose one or the other. I'll probably choose green, so I'll circle that one. I'll use green, and then next time when you come, I can tape the metal right to here, and this is the pattern that you will use to make your snowflake. Remember that it doesn't have to be your first one. It could be your second, your third, or even like your sixth one. So just keep planning and trying out ideas, and if you don't come up with an idea that you like today, you can still draw a little bit next week, but I won't have taped it if you don't circle it and write your letter for your color of metal. All right, good luck, have fun. I can't wait to see your creativity. I'll see you when I get back. Bye.